Thank you for joining me and welcome to the Mommy to Mogul radio show, where every week I bring you resources to thrive in today's marketplace. Are you thinking of your own business or just trying to jumpstart your business? Let me share my Entrepreneur's Game Plan audio, plus some amazing articles that will help you when you're incorporating your business. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now for this incredible free resource at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/MAS game plan. Again, that's bit.ly, bit.ly/MAS game plan. All right, well, let's get to today's show because I know everybody's been excited and it's going to be action-packed. So, are you ready to learn how you can develop leads from all your marketing efforts? Well, my guest today is Russ Johns, the Techie Creative Entrepreneur, and I labeled him that, by the way, is going to share his unique multi-tiered marketing approach that engages and entices your audience so you can grow your business. Let me tell you a little bit about Russ. Russ Johns is a technically sophisticated creative professional with over 20 years in business and technology. Throughout his life, one thing has always been constant: connections. His enthusiasm for technology positions him as a leader in guiding fellow business owners and professionals to be recognized, conceive, and strategically execute using new social and media platforms. As a technology and media consultant and speaker, Russ has spotlighted clients in front of their ideal audience/market to position their message in ways that align with their business objectives. As a business relationship and communications specialist using technology, radio, and music, Russ and his team continue developing broadcasting programming for the 2014 season Sugarland Skeeters and FBISD varsity sports. He supports the business community by actively volunteering his time and lending his assistance as a technology consultant and mentor for business. Russ helps bring order to chaos, and his warm, approachable style in combination with his expertise and passion will inspire your group to adapt simple solutions for building long-term relationships, increasing your personal brand visibility, and growing your business. So let Russ's strength in developing connections benefit you by engaging his wide network of field experts and utilizing the proper technology. He can help you transform contacts into cash. I love that statement. Well, I could go on, but let me welcome Russ Johns. Russ, are you with us?
I am. Thank you, Martha. That's a very detailed statement on a lot of things that we've covered over the last few years.
Oh, very good, very good. And I have to tell you, it's having met you and knowing you a little bit better, I am so impressed at how knowledgeable you are about technology and utilizing it for marketing purposes. But let's talk a little bit about you and why you went from a musician to a techie creative entrepreneur, as I've labeled you, that you are.
I think I'm going to have to wear that at a couple of other locations on the web now. A techie creative entrepreneur. And,
yes.
Yeah. So my journey from a musician, I started playing music when I was 11 years old and played professionally and toured internationally. And one of the things that I love to do is create music. You know, I had this imagination in my head. And in the early 80s, when MIDI started coming out and you could actually think about the possibility of computers creating music, I was really fascinated by that, and I started down that path. And then I was in Portland, Oregon, and then my life kind of turned into took a quick turn when I was in advertising, and I fell 36 feet off a billboard and shattered my arm. And kind of ended what was historically my drumming career, and then got me more involved in technology and learning about computers. So that's kind of the turn of events that shifted my focus on computers and technology.
Yeah, and I have to say, Russ, that I can hear the cringing and people going, "Oh my God, how is this man still alive?" Obviously, you had a message to get out there, and that's the reason, thank goodness and thank the Lord, that you're still with us.
Yeah, and it was, it was a long journey back, and fortunately I was able to, actually my first son was born while I was on workers' comp, and so I was able to spend the first year of his life spending time with my son and recovery. So it was a long journey, and I made it back, and I got fully engaged in technology in the early, actually in the early 90s. So it was really, and I never looked back. So I've been in technology since then, and I've always enjoyed learning and understanding what the possibilities were and where the opportunities lie. So it's been a great adventure, and I really enjoy it and love helping people now.
Yeah, no, and one of the things that I really admire is your ability to make technology look very easy. I know you've posted some videos out there occasionally, and they're how-to videos, and they are so informative. But let's talk a little bit about something that you've talked about and you speak about, which is creating a traffic circle for your business. What does that really mean?
That's a great question. And I turned that idea, that concept, because I started back in technology when before email was existing, and as email developed and then all of a sudden we have some of the social aspects of it. People started running to the next thing, the bright shiny object is that scenario. And now we're in a place in time where the social aspects are really important and key. And if you're not producing any kind of presence online, you're not really where you need to be from a business perspective. People say, "Oh, I don't need to do that. I don't, that's for the kids and everything else." However, there's a lot of activity that is going on in the social arena. Now, that's not to say that email is not equally or more important to the business owner, because your leads are your assets. Your communications with your customers, the people you're doing business with, the partners you're exchanging products and services with, all of these elements play a big role. And when I look at the traffic circle, what I teach my clients and speak on is taking one element and using it to motivate activity in another one. And I'll give you an example. I teach on podcasting. I produce podcasting. And so if you take your podcast and you talk about, go to my website, download this paper, and then you go to the website and you can capture an email list from that activity on your website. So you capture a contact's email list. If you're listening to your podcast and they go to your website, they're interested at some level in your product. And then you take that email list and you start engagement process, and you say, if you like this, it's like the Amazon model. If you like this, you may like that. And so you can actually start engaging with your clients and asking what they want more of. And then that creates a circle. So your email list creates activity for your social activities go to your podcast goes to your website, and then all in a CRM, customer relationship management software, you can actually gather this information and start thinking intelligently about who you're doing business with and what the relationships are. So it's something that supports the next step. You always want to have a next step. If they're on your website, maybe they can engage in your social, track me down on Twitter, follow me on Facebook. On social, you could say, hey, if you like that, listen to my podcast every week or my radio show like Martha. And so all of these elements start, you think of the traffic circle in these large cities where they're going around, somebody comes in, they leave, and it's the concept to remove friction from getting the information to the people where they want it, not where you want to deliver it. So that's the basic concept. So,
and this is interesting. You just gave a golden nugget there to everyone listening. So I hope you're taking notes, because the bottom line is you're creating an integrated mechanism of providing the information wherever your target audience hangs out and prefers to, or however your target audience prefers to receive it, I would guess.
Absolutely. It's not my decision. It shouldn't be my decision to tell you where you need to look for my information. It would be beneficial as a business owner to say, okay, some people like to listen to their information. Some people like to watch it on a video. Some people like to read it at their leisure. It's just like Hulu and HBO and some of these DVR programs that are out there, Roku. It's the same concept. Deliver it where they are. Remove the friction.
And I like that, because you're focusing it on what your customer wants and how your customer wants to receive it. And these are the integrated system, the flexibility of providing the information to your target audience is critical in any marketing plan. Well, we're going to continue with this conversation with Russ Johns when we come back in the next segment.